Hi there. Welcome to Grow. Granny Rocks Our World. And how do you know that you're at Grow? Because the computer keyboard stopped working and the internet crapped out about 10 minutes ago. So we had to get all of those things fixed. That's how you know that you are at Granny Rocks Our World. And it's so indicative.
Do they call you Calamity Granny?
Oh my God. And then the speakers of my other computer weren't working. But hello, Elizabeth. So what we've got going on here is a show, which is no matter what happens, keep looking forward. And Amy said, hi, Granny and SBJ. And Elizabeth said, what? Yes, all that stuff went out, but we're back on. Christine said, hi. Hi, Christine. So this is great. Great to see you all. So the topic is no matter what happens, keep looking forward. And that's what we are doing. So take it away, sweet baby James, and introduce the show.
Well, welcome again. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at this time is 6:30. Granny shares her wit, her wisdom, and her uncommon sense. And by the way, tonight we have the first of our forums, which is Growth. Granny Rocks Our World to Heal. And this takes place 15 minutes after the end of the show, approximately. Well, it starts at 7 o'clock Pacific time. So hope you'll join us. The first attendance on that one is a freebie. And you join.
But you have to register.
But you have to register. And
all
you join
the information is on the post.
on the Facebook post. And it's a video conference. So,
That's right.
There we go. So,
And there we go. So in the meantime, we've had more highs. Erica says greetings from San Diego. Greetings back. Todd said hi, and Bob and Carol said hi, and so hi to you too. Okay, well, it's lovely to see you people tonight. And so, no matter what happens, keep looking forward. Now, I mean, in a way, that's kind of obvious, isn't it?
well, some people look at the past and keep dwelling on their mistakes or whatever, you know.
It is so true. I mean, hello, Tracy. Tracy said hello.
Of course, I never do that.
Never. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't even look at the present. Only look towards the future.
Oh, wow.
I know that sounds completely crazy, doesn't it? So it's like, okay, recently. So it isn't just that the internet crapped out again 10 minutes before the show or that the keyboard didn't work. And then on my other, I mean, I've had one technical problem after another, but I keep looking forward. I keep saying, oh, hello, Debbie. Hi from Ohio.
Oh, hello, Debbie from Ohio.
Hello. Oh, hi. Debbie, I bet you don't know that I used to live in Cleveland. And you also used to live in San Diego County. So, I've got the whole world covered. So anyway, okay, so it's perfectly normal to, for us to automatically think about the past. Oh, no, look at all the losses I've had. And somebody said, hi there, but I don't think it's who you think you are. I mean, I think you have to say, hi, Luann. We see a waving hand. Lovely. We have a great group. Someone signed in as me. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably not me because I can't be. And I got that again. I am saying hello, Granny and James. Well, I haven't been able to master being in two places at once. Hello from Helen and Richard, and hello back, Helen and Richard. So it's perfectly normal for us to look to the past and say, oh, I've lost so much. For instance, I've noticed I'm getting bald. Well, I could look back at the pictures of, when I used to have a much thicker head of hair than I do now. But what I could do, I could look forward to all the hair I'm going to lose in the future instead. You understand what I'm saying? I thought, okay, that's, oh, hi, Rose. Good to see you. So, but also we have a tendency to look at the present and freak. So very recently, I mean, let's say within the last, 10 days or so, the entire bottom fell out of my life. All of the things that I've been relying on for many, many years are not there anymore. And it looks like a lot of things are going to be changing in my work and everything. So if I were to focus on the present, what would I feel? Ta-da, ta-da. Rejection.
Panic?
Hi, Arie. I would feel panic.
Yeah.
But I am not feeling panic because, I did a lot of praying about what am I supposed to do. I took it as pruning. We're living out here in the country and we have had this snow and, thank God we have the internet back.
There's been a lot of pruning of nature because of the snows. A lot of branches and trees
Exactly.
falling.
Trees, like about 40 trees fell down on our property alone. And so, I was walking through this desolation, thinking about we still have a lot of trees, though. See, that's the thing. We have a lot of trees. So
We wanted to live somewhere where the trees were countless. You couldn't even count them.
That's right, and that's where we live. So anyway, this is what I'm saying is, so I'm walking along, and I'm seeing the pruned trees, and now I could get very depressed because that's the kind of guy I am. I was like, I see missing trees. But I said, no, this is pruning. This is pruning. So my life is being pruned too. Nature prunes. The things that need to die, die. And, that creates space for new growth. Well, I'm saying this for a purpose because I want you to start thinking about what in your life may be like on its way out or left or is soon to leave. And, if you say, okay, God is pruning me, oh, you may not feel that way. I mean, you may have lost a child or a beloved husband or an animal, and you're not really ready to feel that way. And I'm not trying to push anybody into feeling this way if you don't. But what I'm saying really works for me is to pull myself together and look forward. So I said, okay, God is pruning me. And there is space for some of these other spindly little trees to grow up because some of the trees that we lost were bigger than the little trees that they didn't lose. Okay. So think of the metaphor, right? So I asked myself, well, what would I like to do with my life now? Would I like to do the same thing that I've been doing for umpty years? No, I want to do more music. Well, I want to tell you, in the few days since I had that idea, things have opened up on the musical front for me in many, many ways. And there's more about that. And in fact, I've got a whole new healing modality.
Yep.
You want to hear about it?
That's right. I do.
It's a personal solo, SOUL-O, piano, personal healing session and song. And what I'm going to be doing, in fact, I'm starting tomorrow. I have my first client, and I intuit music, and it's very healing, and it's vibrational. And so we're going to talk, and then I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to intuit a song. And then I'm going to send it to her as a file through the internet. Now, why am I mentioning this? I mean, of course, I would love you all to sign on, but you wouldn't even know how to because I don't even have it posted in a public place. But what I'm saying is, this is something I would never have even thought of doing if everything else hadn't fallen out. And I'm ecstatic about it. Now, is every great idea that I have going to turn into some great reality? Probably not. But how do you know? I mean, it could, in fact, it could be an even greater reality. So what I'd like you to do is not just take this as a platitude that you say, oh, yes, of course. Positive thinking. I'm not talking about thinking positively. I'm thinking about looking forward. See, put on the blindfolds and
Blinders. You want to see.
I do. Put on the blinders and say, okay, which way am I going? Now, the other thing that came to me as I was out there, looking at the downed tree. Now, if it had been a fire and all the trees were gone, I probably would be having a lot harder time than I have now. So, again, let's put this in perspective. But I would like you to start thinking about what is it that you think you might be in the process of losing? Your hair, your teeth, a relationship, a place in the world, your youth. Whatever you think you are or might be, or actually have already lost a limb, and say, okay, if I were going to put on blinders, right? That's the right blind?
Right.
Not
That's
blindfold, blinders. And I was going to look for, oh, yes, I remember what I was going to tell you. So I heard this voice in my head that said, oh, Helen says, I am feeling just the same. I'm challenged and looking forward. I love that. See, we tend to move together. A lot of us have experiences. It's the same thing in the political thing. It's like, let's not whimper and weep about, Trump and the Mueller report and all that. I talked about in our last show about what we should be really focusing on. And I really mean it. Focus on what we should have been focusing on to start with. Healthcare, income and inequality, all of the not caring for people. Oh my God, I saw Betsy DeVos, our so-called head of, unbelievable. She's proposing a budget where they cut out the Special Olympics, which is, the
where they're handicapped to
do sports. I mean, really. And she said, well, when she was challenged on it, you could see she was grinding her teeth. And she said, well, we had to make some hard choices. And I thought, oh yeah, that must have been really hard for you. You've really lost a lot personally because of the loss of the Special Olympics. So, it just made my stomach turn. And I thought, yes, make hard budgetary choices because our government has cut the taxes for the rich. So poor disabled kids shouldn't have what they need because rich people need to get richer. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Anyway, so back to the topic. What I'm trying to say is I still haven't said it. So I was walking along and I heard in my head, because I didn't know that I was going to do the music or what I was going to do. And I heard, there is a path before you, even if you can't see it.
Mm.
And that's the first step, is to trust and have faith that there is a path before you. You may be sitting on death row, and maybe that's your path, is to have an experience of sitting on death row and never be, what do they call it? Pardoned or clemency or whatever it is. That could happen. But if that's your path, grab it, do it, look forward to, whatever those experiences are going to be.
Yeah, what you can make of it.
So, going back to what I started 5 times, take a look at something that you think you've lost or you're going to lose or you are losing or you've already lost, and say, just because I can't see the path forward doesn't mean it isn't there. Helen repeated there that there is a path before you even if you can't see it. That's right, honey. That is so right.
Well, do you want to tell them about the intuitive guidance you had on Sunday that led to something else?
Which one?
Well, that was when we were guided to go
bar?
make music at at this place.
Yeah, we went to a
down the
bar
road.
where way down, like 40 minutes from here, which is like, and they play hard rock, and it's.
No, but you had guidance. Tell them what the guidance was that came to you intuitively beforehand.
Oh, that I should face the fear of going and being rejected, and that I should trust that everybody was like me. I don't know which.
That's right. That everybody was like you. That
Yeah.
you were one with whoever
Right.
was at that bar. In
Right.
this rural area.
Right.
And also that it could lead to a connection that would lead to something
yes.
else.
That's right. And it also, yes, I heard that you never know what kind of connect, that I was going to make some connections that night. And we went out and I performed. And yes, it's true. Most of the time people were talking, but they were doing that with everybody, even with a hard rock. But when they put me in the intermission to tinkle the piano, they had no idea.
When the band had a break. Yeah.
Right. So I went up because they had a jam thing and I couldn't jam. And I started playing the piano and I just focused on the path in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I just kept focusing on what I was doing, which was I was playing the piano for whoever could hear it. And what amazing thing happened is a woman came over to me while I was playing, and she told me she was in tears. And that
she was very moved.
She was very moved, and that she loved my music. And there were
several musicians who came over to you.
Yes,
who really liked what you
that's
were
right.
doing.
And 2 saxophonists started playing with me. And so I was surrounded by musicians, and one of the musicians told me about a gigging opportunity at a hospital to do. It's a volunteer thing, but it's okay. They have piano music that's healing, and that's what I want to do. I want to.
It's a sound healing program.
Right.
And tell them,
Okay.
well, that's what you're getting into. Yeah,
So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Because
Okay,
I haven't done it yet, but I didn't want to get into all that. But he's right. I looked at it and I said, what is ahead of me? And I thought one of the things that's ahead of me is facing my fear. right? I have to face my fear that everybody's going to be talking, that nobody's going to want to hear this kind of music, and to remember that I am that and everyone is like me, and not to give into prejudice. And I didn't. And Erica says, a little twist. What if I lose old ways of seeing myself and my limitations so I can look forward with fresh eyes? I love it. Brilliant.
Yep.
What a brilliant audience we have.
Bravo.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So unexpected things are happening. I'm going for an audition on Monday.
Mhm.
You know, I started this healing music thing. You know, despite the fact that the computer is crashing on me every 10 seconds, I got one of my new solo piano pieces up on YouTube, and there's going to be a bunch more. And that's my thing. But I want you to think about, what would you really want to do? Because this is what God said to me. After I said, okay, I don't know about the path, and God said, what do you want to do? And God also said, think big.
Yeah.
Something, well, I'd like to heal the world with music, one song at a time.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, it's a little outrageous, and it could sound, I could sound like a complete egomaniac, except that I'm not. Helen said, oh man, Erica, I'm losing old ways of seeing myself for sure. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So there you have it. We get to keep going forward. We get to discover what's on the path. I got to ask myself, what do I want to do?
Yes.
I never asked myself that question because I've been so hemmed into what I was doing.
Yeah.
I couldn't even, I want to do growth. And I want to do growth, which is tonight at 7 o'clock. The instructions should be on the post.
Yeah.
Just hurry up, go in there and sign up for your first session free. Oh, I love that, Helen, to think big, not because of ego. That's exactly right. Think big for me was, wow, what could I contribute? What could I contribute? I don't know what's going to happen, guys, but I'm having a hell of a lot of fun going forward. And if I stopped for 1 minute and looked at the present, I would panic and I would fall apart. But instead, I have so much positive energy that the people around me can't help but notice.
I noticed.
And I'm noticing too. So join us for growth. If you can't make it this Wednesday, come next Wednesday. Go and sign up for this program. First time free. And come back Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time.
Right. But growth is only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesday.
Once a week, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
And we are having, you know, a retreat here in May among all the trees that are left. And we are having an intuition training series, and all that stuff is under events. And I will shortly have something on Facebook about the song. If you want your own personal healing song, you can have it, because I can connect to you and I can pull forth that song. And
You made one for me.
I
You
did.
made one
He
for
was
me.
my first guinea pig. When
Oh,
we
yeah.
came back from
I listen
that,
to it every day.
when we came back from that gig at the bar, and I haven't been in a bar in 39 years because I've been sober, but it was fine. People were wonderful, very nice. When we came back, instead of resting, which is what I should have done, I sat down and I played this song for him, and I asked him to focus on a part of his body. And
Which for me was my brain.
and this music just came through, and he has been benefited. I mean, he had a personality amputation.
Yeah,
So-
I'm like a different person. I'm more
But
relaxed.
we don't know how it's
calm,
going to, if it's
reassured,
going to last.
self-assured.
And then I made one for me. So Helen said, I'll be back. And
she'll be back for growth.
oh, goody. Mwah, wonderful. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'm so glad that we had the internet and that we could. And I look forward to seeing you in growth on the video conference, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. And please share this show. Like it, love it, share it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. You'll be notified that we're live when we are. And let's keep looking forward together. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye for now.
James, there we go.